Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille and today is, let me see, 18th of February 2020. Welcome to live number 53. And before we're going to start today, yesterday I just spent and invited a lot of you guys to like and follow this page. I just, kind of get out of the closet with this whole thing. Many of you become part of this whole thing, and I don't know how many of you are going to watch it. It was just because we know each other. But if you do, I want to really thank you for this, because it means a lot, and it means that the things that I'm talking about are important to you as well. And because it's not about my ambition to just to talk, but the whole thing is to be able to serve with whatever I discovered and whatever I'm passionate about, with you guys, basically share it and help you if I can. So that's why I want you to know that I want to make this whole thing interactive. And if I'm recording, so I'm not even looking at my computer, so probably I'm not going to be able to answer you while I'm recording this. Although I want you to be able to send me questions or put it in the comments of the video, whether here on YouTube, or whether you don't want to have your name to the question that you want to ask. Maybe it's something personal. DM me. Just send it to me, and if I'll see that it kind of it's parallels to what I'm talking about, I'll try to record the videos just to answering the questions that you have. Because my experience is my experience, and some of you will agree with me, some of you won't. But the whole thing is not about being right or wrong. It's about finding your way to achieve happiness in your relationship, and finding your way to feel like a man, and make this positive impact on your relationship. So just as a thank you, I want to thank you, and as a thank you I want to kind of encourage you to ask questions and just give me something. Maybe there's something that you want to know. Just give me a shout and I'll try to record the videos for you. That being said, today I want to talk about the question that you ask yourself anyway, but the question, or the answer rather, to that question that will define the destination of your relationship. Let me explain. And let me explain by talking about my grandparents, or grandparents in general, my parents being just an example. How many of you are still having, living grandparents? How many of you are spending time with them? And if they're not alive anymore, have you been spending time with them? And if yes, why? If no, why? You see, many of us wake up, too late. And I've seen that, many times, and you probably saw that, if not in your own personal life, there's tons of movies showing that perfectly. That many people just wake up too late because, let's use this example. Your grandparents, they pass away, and then so many people say, oh my God, if I would know that they will pass away so quickly, I would spend much more time with them. And you see, that's the whole point. It's all about being wise enough and seeing those things before they happen. And it's crazy that every generation is going through the same things, and we still having issues with this, like with their relationships, like with just being wise in general. It just set commentary on where we are as a society today. But you see, that is why I'm spending a lot of time with my grandparents, for years now. And especially now when I'm like half world, there's half world in between us. I'm basically calling them like every 2 days, every 3 days, just to spend time with them, and just talk to them, ask them questions, listen to their stories. It's so awesome that I'm able to do this. And I remember times when you had to send letters because there was no internet, believe it or not, and then you have to wait like 2 months to get a 2-3 page letter. But now, if I want to talk to them, I just take my phone, click a button, and if they're not asleep, because there's a time difference, I'm just, having, and watching them on video, and we can talk and seeing our faces. It's so amazing. And how I see that generally, the life and all that is just building experiences, building memories that you will want to have, to remember, to get back to. But many of you, and many of us basically woke up too late. So in the reality of this example, if it's not too late, do something about it and spend time with your grandparents. But going to the relationships, because that's why we're here for. I want you to understand that the same rule applies, and the same rule will apply with your grandparents, and the same rule will apply with your relationship. It's all about this one question: why do I even care? Like in the example with my grandparents, there's nothing that they can give me, like material way. They were doing that for years, but now I'm not getting anything from them. But I'm building the experience. I'm building the memories, and when they'll pass away, I'll say I spent years consciously investing in this relationship. And then the best thing of all is when they say that thank you for calling us, thank you for remembering about us, because it means a lot to us. And I'm melting because I love these people, and hearing something like this from them, it's a privilege to be able to spend time with them. And the same thing will happen in your relationship. You'll have to ask yourself, why would I even care? And interestingly enough, you will ask this question whether you like it or not, because when everything crumbles, when your relationship, crashes on the floor into tiny pieces, the one question that you're going to ask yourself: why do I even care? Why do I want to be in this relationship where we are here right now? Everything is going to come down to this axiom, this, like, the lowest denominator, the deepest thing that is your common denominator, the common thing that you share. Why do we even want to be with each other? So if you understand this and play this whole thing, before time, like with your grandparents, you can see that there's a lot you can do to, first of all, not let your relationship crumble. Because if you sit as I did when we had this crazy time years ago, when we had some issues in your relationship, I remember sitting in my living room, thinking about all of this, and this question just appeared in my head: why is she special? Why she? Why do you even want to be with her? And I remember that I went through some stuff, and there was one thing which is much more abstract, and I'm not going to even go to that because it's a long story. But second thing, I thought our friendship. There's something I just, we built it for so long. I kind of, when we talked about more or less this subject today as well, I kind of started to count the years, and first time that something happened that really kind of caught my attention regarding us as people was 24 years ago. And I remember until today. But everything after that was built on this relationship, on this friendship. When I asked my wife what is the most important thing about our relationship, she said our friendship. To be more exact, our ability to communicate it. To be more exact, the ability to understand each other without words. She said you can talk with so many people, and sooner or later you come to the wall that you don't know that they don't understand what you're talking about. But here, I come home and I say whatever I want to say, and I know that you're gonna understand it. One of my friends, when I talked with him a few years ago, and he was on the brink of basically divorce. I talked to him and I said, how long are you together? And he said something like 8 years. And I said, listen, think about it. How long it's going to take you to rebuild that with someone else? There was love at the beginning, so it's not that you just, you're together because of green card or something. You were in love. You've got kids now. And I remember hearing him talking about this a few months later, and he said, we made it work. We kind of figured out the way, because I understood that it's so long and so much invested in the relationship that I don't want to rebuild it with someone else. And they're having another kid, so this is so brilliant. But it's all about this one question, and I want you to ask yourself right now, not wait like with your grandparents, because you don't even know. Maybe tomorrow the bus will hit you on a street, or maybe her. Let not happen. I hope it's not going to happen. But then you'll say, I now it's late. But if you understand, not only you'll be able to save your relationship, but if you understand it before time. Now, even if you're just slightly down, you'll be able to understand it and say, I want this thing to thrive. I want to make a move. I want to make a decision and do something so we'll be happy. So then you'll be able to use it here where you are and shoot it through the roof. Because as I said, everything in life is about building experiences, building this positive memories. So if you have conscious understanding that you want it to work, then you can ask your girl, listen, we've got this weekend, there's no plans. What we can do to make this something worth remembering? Maybe you'll take her to the restaurant that she wanted to visit. Maybe you'll take her for the hiking that she's talking about for so long. Maybe you're gonna binge watch your some TV show that you're just watching under a blanket eating your favorite ice cream. Whatever floats your boat, but find a way and consciously make a decision and consciously add another layer of this positive experience, positive memories. And that's how you lead. This is exactly what she wants. To see that you give a crap. To see that you can have and show this initiative to do something in your relationship. And it's extreme that so many people are having issues with their relationships when everything is, from a common sense, it's easy. It's just about you asking yourself a question, knowing that you want this whole thing to work, and just consciously doing something about it. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. Again and again and again, everything is in your hand, boy. So ask yourself a question, pay attention to details, and figure it out before time why she's important to you, why this relationship needs to survive, and why you want to take it to another level. So all of this would be experienced worth remembering. Everything is in your hand. That's it. So think about it, and again, do something about it. And see you tomorrow.